You may find yourself living in a teardrop trailer. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
What the fuck? Episode 14. Let's continue the doctor journey. So it's been 2 years. I tried to work. I had to resign. I was living with the guy, not having a room, living out of my car closet. And switched to a new general practitioner because my old one, who was really wanting to help me, stopped taking my insurance. And then the new one, she wasn't nice to me at all. Was another one that said, well, I don't know what to do, for you. There's nothing I can do for you. So sorry. You must be faking it. And wasn't willing for me to see the psychiatrist. She said that they only had one on staff there and he was too busy to see me. So then I started seeing a naturopath, and she tried everything. She knew, supplements, diet, everything. Nothing worked. It was all really expensive because, of course, my insurance doesn't cover herbs and vitamins and amino acids and things like that, tinctures. And so here I am going further and further into medical debt. And then I was like, okay, maybe acupuncture, right? Because it's neurological. And I went to school with a sister school of acupuncture school in Colorado. And I knew that I could get acupuncture there for like $25, $30 a session. So it was, and I had called around locally, and it was like $400 initially to see someone. And then, it was a little bit cheaper after that per session, but not much. And I was like, well, I can fly to Colorado, stay with my friend and my family, and that's complicated, but and get acupuncture and see if it helps. Well, it didn't help at all. I think it actually made me worse, which, they're like, well, keep going. It gets worse before it gets better. And it didn't do that at all. Kind of like how if you have Lyme or some virus or something, this is in my mind, like how you shouldn't get a massage, right? Because it's gonna spread it around or whatever. So they were hitting like all my immune system points and things like that, and I just kept getting worse. And so then when I got back to California, I saw a rheumatologist because I had high ANA. And he's like, well, you don't have like the 5 things that I specialize in. He tested me for, and so then he sent me on my way. And then I you know, this whole time it's a struggle for me to leave the house, to walk, to do anything. I have tremor. I am burning. I'm in pain. I'm shaking at night, and I'm getting sick every night. And then that's causing me to have like a seizure type episode. And so my friend is driving me everywhere and having to basically help me walk around. You know, my days were like, I moved from the bed to outside in a lawn chair to sit in the sun. And I could barely eat. Anyway, no one was helping me at all. So I was self-medicating, because the only thing that made the burning and the pain and the twitching and the spasms go away was vodka. And I was drinking way too much vodka because of that. Like, I'm talking those giant bottles of it. I was going through one of those every, I don't know, 3 days. But I was able to walk. I was able to cook. I was able to do things. I was able to get out of bed. You know, it was shutting down my central nervous system, which was the problem. And so I became pretty reliant on alcohol. And this had started, you know, a couple years before this. So this had been going on. I was drinking a lot because why not? You know, what? No one was helping me. My family didn't understand what was going on. They said, well, it was your choice. So my parents are like, you know, there's nothing we can do. You chose to move this far away from us. And, you know, it just didn't feel like anybody cared about the severity of what was going on. Like, I had constant burning, constant tremor, constant spasms, constant fasciculations, like constant muscle cramping, brain fog. My speech was messed up. I was an alcoholic. I was depressed. All of these things, like the essential tremor, and, you know, I couldn't walk. I was paralyzed at times, and it just felt like if anyone else were to have these symptoms, like, once, you know, people would be concerned, but nobody seemed concerned that it was happening to me every single day. And, you know, the person that I was staying with, he was still acting like we were together, and, you know, like, but then, like, and hiding being on dating sites from me. And then when I would find out, or someone would contact me or tell me, you know, he would be like, well, what is that going to make me look like at work if they think that I'm with you and trying to get with people I'm working with and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, that's exactly what you're doing. And then he, you know, would text me the next day and be like, oh, let's do dinner and a movie and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, hold me up and, what do you need? Do you need this? Like, be all sweet. Because he was a dick, like, the day before. And probably talking to someone on a dating site and feeling guilty. And that happened like every week. But I didn't have a choice because I had nobody else to help me. And I needed help. I couldn't lift anything. If I tried to lift anything, I would have a seizure. If I tried to walk to the bathroom by myself, I might fall and hit my head. I could barely stand in the shower by myself. You know, I needed help. I couldn't drive to appointments. And so I'm stuck in this situation of him kind of flaunting me around to all of his friends as like his girlfriend that he's so great at taking care of, while at the same time he's using this story on dating sites as kind of like a sob story of like, oh, look at how good I am. I'm taking care of this friend, you know, and I'm such a good guy. When in reality, I was more, you know, taking care of him than anything. I was making dinner every night, still like barely able to stand and chop vegetables. I just sit down and do it. And if I didn't, he wouldn't eat, and cleaning the house. And it was just expected of me. And, you know, so that was my life. Well, I went through this and went through all these doctors and drank, just drank. And he drank, and he was terrible, is still a terrible alcoholic. You know, he would get really hostile and mad at me at night after drinking, and like, you're the reason that I'm not happy and I'm depressed and I can't see other people because of you. Like, no one wants to be with me because I'm with you, and all these things. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, duh. You know, if you're telling people on dating sites about me and that you're with me, they're not gonna want to be with you. So it just turned into this whole, like, he just loathed my existence because I was keeping him from meeting someone really awesome and all these opportunities to be with so many women and get so many notches on his belt, because that's just the type of person he was, you know, is. So yeah. Stuck. That's where I was. I was stuck.
When the days go by, let the water hold me down. When the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground.